Hi there and welcome back to my channel. Today I want to give you another flip through. I have another travel journal today and I finally managed to stick it all together. It's a really chunky one. If you follow my main channel, my Life with Lisa channel, you'd have seen this book come together, and I did a flip through back then, but the book was kind of like tied together by this piece of ribbon, but it didn't open properly and it just didn't work as I wanted it to work, and I finally just done something to hold it together. I am so pleased. It's kind of baffled me for quite some time. As you can see, it's a very chunky one, maybe too chunky. It's fallen to bits several times and I needed to find a way to keep it all together, but I love all the layers. I love the fact that it's so chunky. So I'll give you a little flip through and then I'll show you at the end how I finally managed to keep it together. So this is our Tennessee, Georgia and Florida road trip from 2018. And I called the trip Mountain Zombies and Disney Road Trip. I've used a kind of mixture of everything. It was originally a Simple Stories Traveler's Notebook, or notebook I should say. And as you can see, and like I said, it's really chunky. But some of this is Cocoa Daisy. I was working for Cocoa Daisy at the time when I started making this. And it's got all kind of bits and pieces, but this is like the start. When I make a travel journal, I like to document a little bit of the planning as well, as to me the planning is all part of it. I feel that's just as much of a story and is as important as the actual road trip itself. I like the stories that go with it. I've tried not to completely fill it and actually have a little bit of space. I really loved this paper here, this 12 by 12 paper that I've cut down and added. And this was the first part of the story. It was a horrendous trip as we got off the plane. We flew into Atlanta. The weather was awful. We're big Walking Dead fans and this was supposed to be the bridge as you head into Atlanta with the Atlanta skyline, and instead there was a really bad storm. It was horrible driving. And we didn't stop. We also wanted to stop and see the house, the birthplace of Martin Luther King, and that just wasn't possible either. The traffic was awful, the weather was awful. We just wanted to get to our destination, which was Chattanooga in Tennessee, and it just took a very long time. So I'm actually seeing now, it's the first time I'm opening the book since I've tied it all together, so I'll be interested to see how it is. So again, I've just talked a little bit more about planning the trip here. I've used different papers. I've also cut things out. I've tried to have a little bit of a theme going throughout the book. We've done bucket lists here. I got the kids to write a bucket list as well. It's always fun to actually do that when you're trip planning and just have a talk and a think about what you would actually like to see and do, and then see if you actually manage to get some of those things done. I've added like the top of a tag there, and I've made these pockets here by sticking tape down the two sides and leaving it free there so you can slot the bucket lists in. So I quite like that. Here, this was where we started in the mountains in Tennessee. Again, I've kept this page really simple. I like the wood here. It reminded me of the wooden cabin that we stayed in. If this interests you, I do actually have a playlist of the trip. We vlogged the whole trip whilst we were away. It's over on my other channel, but I'll link it up for you just in case you'd like to go and have a watch. We had the most amazing time, as hopefully you'll be able to see from this journal. My dad joined us. He lives in Indiana, so we don't get to see him very often. He joined us with his wife and his little dog. We left on the 6th of July, so I've added a little journal card there. And the American flag there. I think that's quite nice. And that was Lookout Mountain. We were staying halfway on Lookout Mountain. I love this vellum here. Oh, I just realised that lifts up. It's beautiful, isn't it? I love the paper here as well. Here we are on Holly's birthday. We celebrated her birthday whilst we were there, and we had dinner at the top of Lookout Mountain, which was really fun. Documenting a few things. We had really good ice cream in Clumpies at the bottom of Lookout Mountain, and we like to buy a mug when we travel. And there's we went to Alabama and had lunch in a really beautiful cafe. It's been one of my favourite meals. I left a little bit of a space there at the side, so I've added a little bit of journaling there, which I think looks quite sweet. Here we are. This was in Mentone in Alabama, and we stopped off to see a waterfall. I did actually take this. It's really fun sometimes if you use your Instagram app to add photos, add wording, screenshot them, and then keep them to add to your journal afterwards. I really like how that looks. I thought that was a really cute idea. And here we have the story of how I found the waterfall. My dad's always pulling such funny photos, funny faces in photos, so I like that. And I like how that journaling works as well, so I was really happy with that. And here we have some journaling with the kids and just some fun stuff. I used a glassine envelope here, and I've got a little tag there. We've got Sweet Home Alabama. We did actually play this song there as we drove through, which was really fun. I loved this paper here with all the trees in. It just reminded us so much of the trip. And I love the fact that I've stuck the photo there. I've got the wording happy, but you can just see the bottom of the tag there through the glassine envelope. I think that works really, really well. And by me putting details, you kind of know to pull that out. Here we've got some more. And this was going up on the steepest passenger railway train in the US. And we went up and it was very, very cloudy. We did go back another time and it was nice and clear. Here we have our days in Chattanooga, Holly's birthday, meeting up with my lovely friend Steph, who lives there, which was really fun, looking out over the 7 states. And there's a photo of us all on Holly's birthday. This was when we went down to Savannah. I found this really cute paper with all these little houses, and then I've slotted the photos into them. I think that works really well. I've used a leaf stencil around the outside using watercolour paper, and then cut really fine bits of paper and just doodled along them and added my journaling that way. I thought that was quite fun. And I've added tape on the edges as well. I really like the extra colour that gives. This was on a road trip and we found the smallest church in America, which was so, so cute. And this was going over the Florida state line. That was so much fun. And then this pulls out. Here's the smallest. This was our road trip. The smallest church in the US, isn't it, Diddy? And I do actually have a link to this page of this video where I actually created that, so I can show you that if that interests you. And here you can see all the photos that we took, and they are actually on both sides. It was really fun creating this page with all the photos of our road trip, because sometimes, like here, there's so many things I wanted to document. You don't always have the space to do so many pages and add so many photos, so you need to find little ways where you can add lots and lots. So that was my way to do that. This was when we got to Orlando and we stayed at the Grove, which was really fun. And our first time out shopping that trip to Target. Again, lots of watercolours and keeping it really colourful. I do love a colourful journal. And here we are as we head to Disney. This was a paper here, and I've added the heart over myself and added watercolour paint over. I thought that was really fun. Here we have a Magic Kingdom page. I've created a shaker page here, a little shaker star, using vellum, sewing, and just adding a few like ephemera and sequins and things. This was one of the papers from the Lollipop Box Club kit that I make, and I've cut out frames to add and some to journal in. Here we have ice cream at the Beaches and Cream ice cream parlour. I've used some tissue paper behind and lots of ephemera. This one is one of the kids. Here we have a cute story. I've realised I don't think I've actually added the story of this one, and this is such a good story. I need to journal at the top there. Sometimes it's good to have a flip through a few months later, and sometimes you do actually realise that you've missed bits out. Here we are meeting Olaf. Here I wanted to document a story about riding Everest, about how we rode 3 times, and then on the 3rd time it gave me a really bad headache. I've got some ride photos there. I've kind of like presented those as like a film strip, and I've done my journaling there on using like a typewriter font and just printing it. Here we have a colourful page. These are just things that we loved about our trip that I've documented. Sometimes I like a list in a journal. It makes journaling very easy, actually, if you do it in list form. Here we have about the kids and the Nemo ride, just that whole area which we love in Epcot. One of our favourites, breakfast spots. I like recording favourite places to eat as well. I think that's always fun. This is Gaston's in Magic Kingdom. It's one of our favourite places to stop for breakfast. We grab a Starbucks and take it there, and this place has the best cinnamon buns. Then at the very back, we added on an extra 2 days on our trip, and we stayed at the Wilderness Lodge, and we surprised the children with it. So I've told the story, and I've created like a little mini flip album here and included lots of photos. I also have this video as well, which I can link up, and on the back of each one I've journaled as well. This was really fun to make, and it's a really nice way again to add quite a few photos without taking up loads and loads of pages. So I'm really happy with how that came out. There, that looks really, really cute. So that's my very chunky album. I'm very pleased with that. I've told so many stories. As for how I finally tied it together, it wasn't as straightforward. I couldn't use my favourite hole punch, and I ended up using this drill. It's a very messy drill. It's a craft drill that I got free with a craft magazine absolutely years ago. Probably about 15 years ago. It was free with a magazine subscription. And I've just realised I've gone through my board. Never mind, it's an old board. But I'm glad I didn't do it right on the desk now. But I've used this, and I'll just include the little clip here.
Show me what it's like to be circling among the clouds. Because without you by my side, I would be stuck here on the ground. You're lighting up the way, I can see the road ahead of me. I won't be stumbling in the dark. Your eyes are shining like the stars. I was down until you saved me.
Get away with using the original ribbon, but I think this works really well, and I'm really pleased with how this has turned out. It's a book full of an amazing load of memories from an amazing road trip. So thank you so much for watching today. I hope you've enjoyed this. Don't forget those videos are linked below if you'd like to go and check them out, or the playlist if you haven't seen the vlogs from this road trip. It was so much fun. Let me know if you've created a travel journal as well. I would love to know, and let me know where your travels were that you've journaled. Thank you so much for watching. Please do like this video if you've enjoyed it, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel too. Thank you so much. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.